your skills to work.
They're extremely lucky.
Doctors who treated Cameron say it's an important warning for South Florida parents. No amount of floaties, vests, or locked perimeters work better than the best way to prevent a child drowning.
There's no substitute for direct adult supervision.
A lesson learned for Vivente Brown.
I'm grateful that I'll get that chance again, to go to the pool with him again, and this next time I have somebody else get the towel.
And faith renewed for Diana Delgado.
So hopefully this is one of many lives you plan on saving.
Absolutely, one of many.
Stay with us for Fox 10 News at 5. We're learning the mayor of Mount Vernon is facing a federal fraud indictment, plus new details in the case against a man accused of shooting and killing his girlfriend. What we're uncovering about his background might shock you. Your most local news at 5 is after this break.
Principle is unity. We formed our family unity in the form
Mic check
of a
1 2 3. Mic check 1 2
Very
3.
similar
That's right,
to
Byron
what
and
we
Lenise.
see
There was
here
information.
today.
There's commemoration.
Of my uncle.
Good.
Mike.
Yeah, now, okay, good. Testing 1 2 3. Can you see me? Or Randy had called me. Is it okay? Okay.
Check 1 2. Check.
Tonight on your most local news at 5, a historic day for Africatown and the city of Mobile as the community marks the discovery of the Clotilda.
Plus, shocking new developments about a man accused of shooting to death his girlfriend. Our Steve Alexander digs into that guy's background, where he used to work. Just might surprise you.
And then the people of Baldwin County will soon get their voice or an opportunity to voice their opinion on a toll, but not for the new Mobile River Bridge. We'll have more on that vote straight ahead.
First with breaking news and breaking weather on the Gulf Coast. This is Fox 10 News at 5 p.m. Committed to you.
Hi there, and thank you for looking in tonight. I'm Lenise Lagan.
I'm Byron Day. We're glad you chose Fox 10 News at 5.
Breaking at 5, a wild police chase coming to a crashing in Midtown Mobile. Surveillance cameras catching it all. A suspected robber jumps out of a fleeing SUV while it's still moving, but he did not get far. He was arrested. We'll have more on this story shortly. But first, a historic day for the Africatown community and Mobile.
That's right, a celebration and commemoration ceremony wrapping up now to mark the discovery of the Clotilda. It's the last known slave ship to come to the U.S. here in Mobile. Those slaves founded Africatown.
It was found just a few weeks ago in a portion of the Mobile River that had not been dredged. Our Toy Thornton is live at the celebration. Toy, it's been an eventful afternoon.
Discovery of truth. We will uncover the truth.
Yeah, it has, Byron and Lenise. First, we got some information. Now there's some commemoration going on behind me, and there will be some celebration. Take a look at what's happening here. The party, the celebration here moved from inside of the community center to under this tent. As you can see, several people out right now. It's a little bit hot, but people are okay with the weather so that they can hear this. There were some rituals and different things performed. Now is a direct descendant of Kudjo Lewis. Dr. Joel Lewis Billingsley is speaking right now, sort of telling her story. But today's official announcement of the Clotilda's discovery comes after many years of searching. It was found in the Mobile River weeks ago, thanks to years of work from several researchers and archaeologists.
Yes, it is Clotilda. By a team of dedicated archaeologists, recovered wood samples, metal samples, core samples which showed that that portion of the river had never been dredged and was at least 2,500 years old in terms of some of the mud. Looking at many targets, but looking at one which Ben had also seen, and which we then applied the forensics to. Found a vessel that was an exact match.
When the drums played and music began.
A little history about the Clotilda. It's the last known slave ship to enter the country. 110 teens and young adults were illegally brought from Benin, Africa, on a 2-month voyage to the United States. Once slavery was abolished in 1860, most of them didn't have the means to go back to Africa, so they settled here in a place we now know as Africatown, USA. Many of their descendants live here now still, and a lot of them are even out here. They say this was a pleasant surprise for them. Now, as you can hear right now, they're singing a Negro spiritual, something that slaves sung back then, Wade in the Water, and this is a part of the start of the celebration here. It's going to end with a second line with a brass band here in the city, and of course, this celebration hopefully will wrap up very soon here. However, we plan to have all of this for you later on tonight on Fox 10 News. For now, reporting live in Africatown, Toy Thornton, Fox 10 News.
All right, Toy, quite a celebration. Thanks. Also breaking from us tonight, Mount Vernon's mayor facing federal fraud indictment tonight. Prosecutors say Mayor Terry Williams and another man sent invoices to the Birmingham Water Works Board for work not done. The indictment states that Williams' company received more than $200,000 over a 14-month period in 2017. Fox 10 News first reported Williams' arrest on state ethics charges back then related to this alleged fraud. Williams could get 20 years in prison if convicted. We reached out to the mayor today, but he did not return our calls.
Noon tonight, investigators say a man charged with the murder of his girlfriend this week previously worked for a local police department. Jason Cooley in court this morning for a bond hearing in the shooting death of Sawanda Pugh. Our Steve Alexander has been following the story and has more information.
And during today's bond hearing, a judge was told by an assistant district attorney that Cooley had once worked for a local police department, the Pritchard Police Department. And he also had some information about the incident itself that had come from authorities that we had not heard until today.
Jason Cooley walked quietly into the courtroom this morning. Mobile police say he shot his girlfriend, Sawanda Pugh, several times Monday night after a domestic dispute on Magnolia Road. Pugh died at the hospital. When Cooley was arrested Tuesday morning, he briefly answered a question from Fox 10 News reporter Toy Thornton.
Are you sorry? Anything to say to your family? No excuse.
This morning, in informing the judge of the charges, Assistant District Attorney Keith Blackwood said Cooley at one time worked for a local police department.
We have information that he worked for Pritchard Police Department for about 7 months back in 2014 and the Port Authority for 3 months.
As for the shooting, Blackwood told the judge Cooley and Pugh were in a relationship, were having an ongoing dispute over some domestic issues, and were arguing.
The argument had escalated to the point, a witness has told us that the defendant threw a chair when they're arguing in the kitchen. The victim apparently threw a liquid on him. We don't know if it was, we don't know what the liquid was, but then he went outside, retrieved the gun, shot and killed her.
The judge set bond at $150,000. Cooley will have to pay 10% of that in cash to get out of jail. Cooley is still working out arrangements for an attorney, but his arraignment is scheduled for next Tuesday. Now, we've reached out to the Pritchard Police Department and also the Port Authority to try to find out a little bit more about Cooley, the circumstances as to why he was not employed there anymore. Now, Port Authority officials say Cooley did work for the Port Police very briefly, hired in June of 2007, and resigned in August of that same year. We haven't heard back yet from the Pritchard Police Department. Pugh's relatives, by the way, have set up a GoFundMe page to help her and her family. You can log on to our website at fox10tv.com and we'll link you to that site. Reporting live from Metro Jail, Steve Alexander, Fox 10 News.
Another man charged with murder facing a judge today. Travis Jones arraigned on a murder charge. Police say he killed DeJuan Roberson on North Cloverleaf Circle on May 8th. His family says he was shot 7 times. Today, Jones pleading not guilty. We're going to hear what his attorney had to say about Jones's bond. That'll be in our next half hour.
Now to that chase we showed you at the top of the broadcast. A wild scene in the middle of town today. A hot police pursuit of robbery suspects in a stolen SUV. Look at this video from the end of the chase at Government South Ann Street. Watch the SUV come into view. Now watch, the driver's going to pop out right about there. And he's running away while the SUV is still in drive and continue to roll forward. He was captured a short distance away. Cops spotted the stolen vehicle on Spring Hill Avenue around noon. They tell Fox 10 News it fit the description of one used in an armed robbery in the Sage Avenue area. Well, the driver took off at that time, leading police in a high-speed chase, which ended, as you saw a few minutes ago. A female passenger in the SUV taken into custody along with the driver. Charges are pending. Police are searching the area for the gun used in that robbery.
An Alabama death row inmate scheduled to die by lethal injection soon. Federal appeals court refusing to block the execution of 46-year-old Christopher Lee Price. The court says an earlier Supreme Court decision prevents a delay for Price, who's challenging Alabama's lethal injection methods. Price was convicted of killing a pastor with a sword and dagger back in 1991.
Rod and Paula Bramlett laid to rest today following funeral services at Auburn Arena. The voice of Auburn sports and his wife killed in a car crash over the weekend. Several people shared their memories of the Bramletts during the service. They spoke of the love, laughter, and happiness between the two.
At the end of every broadcast, he would say, "For my broadcast partner, Sonny Smith, I'm Rod Bramlett. So long, everybody. So long to Rod Bramlett. He made my life so much better. I loved the man, I really did."
Pallbearers included former Auburn football stars Chris Davis of Kick Six fame and Stan White, Bramlett's football color analyst. A private burial service took place after the funeral. A GoFundMe has been set up for the Bramlett's 2 kids, Shelby and Joshua. As you can see, it's already reached more than $300,000. We have a link to this site on our website at fox10tv.com.
And checking out the scene live from our hangout camera, and boy, look at that scene. It is pretty out there, but look at the waves. It's still a little bit rough out there at times. You got to really be careful out there in that surf, and hot, hot, hot. It is going to be the next several days. I know a lot of folks will be headed down to the beach for the weekend. Right now, we got 92 in Grove Hill, 92 in Evergreen as well, 90 in Mobile, 85 Daphne, 85 there in Gulf Shores. A little cooler next to the beach thanks to that little sea breeze, 88 in Pensacola right now. Now, everybody's feeling the heat on the heat index side. It's a little bit humid out there today. It feels like the upper 90s in many spots. We've topped out over 100 in areas around the bay this afternoon with that heat index. So, yeah, it's toasty out there. Here's what it looks like on this radar. It's pretty quiet. Nothing to see out there. Rest of the night, it's just going to be a warm one out there for us even, but we get even hotter as we head into the weekend. A little bit of a heat wave headed for us. I'll give you the details on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Like we haven't had a little bit of a heat wave here lately? All right, Matt, thanks very much. That controversial proposed toll for the new I-10 bridge keeping folks on both sides of the bay really fired up. But now drivers in Baldwin County could be looking at more money out of their pockets.
Yeah, the Alabama House given final approval to a constitutional amendment to create a toll authority for Baldwin. And now voters in the county are going to decide whether to accept it.
Our investigative reporter Brendan Kirby has been following today's busy session in Montgomery. He's in the studio now with the very latest on this. Brendan?
Well, Byron and Lanice, if voters agree to this constitutional amendment, the new toll authority would have jurisdiction over just one project, an extension of the Baldwin Beach Express from Interstate 10 all the way up to I-65 outside of Bay Minette. The 24-mile project is projected to cost $200 million, and Baldwin County Commission Chairman Skip Gruber tells me the county can't afford it without tolls. It would be up to the toll authority to set the precise rate, but in a county where commuters already are roiled over planned tolls in the I-10 Bayway project, the idea of yet another toll could prove a tough sell. Lou Campaminosi, the president of the Common Sense campaign, says he worries more tolls could hurt tourism.
I think it's one of these things where it looks like an easy fix to a problem, need more money, so let's toll something or tax it, however you want to look at it. But the fact of the matter is that the beaches are the golden goose. And I would argue that if they get too overly ambitious about tolling, then you are going to hurt that tourist area.
Baldwin voters in 2016 narrowly rejected a proposal to create a toll authority. The latest measure makes clear that an authority could not impose tolls on other roads. It's unclear when Baldwin voters will have a chance to weigh in on this. The county commission will have to set an election date. And that's not the only toll-related bill that passed the legislature this week. Lawmakers also approved legislation that would give the state permission to suspend driver's licenses of anyone who does not pay a toll incurred through one of those cashless license plate reader systems like the ones that officials plan to use for the I-10 bridge project. And the state also would be authorized to negotiate reciprocal agreements with other states. That law takes effect on January 1st, 2024, right around the time the state hopes to finish work on the new I-10 bridge in Bayway. Reporting live from the studio, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.
All right, thanks, Brendan. Alabama could soon be ending its status as one of 2 states without an equal pay work law. We'll explain.
Plus, abortion restrictions in Louisiana and battling attempts to close the state's only abortion clinic in Missouri. But that's not all. A breakdown next.
Then the president is going after Robert Mueller following the former special counsel's public remarks on the Russia investigation, and he is not mincing words. The details in our next half hour.
Mic check, Sydney. Mic check, mic check, mic check, 1, 2, 3. 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 Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Alabama could soon be ending its status as one of 2 states without an equal pay for equal work law.
Yeah, we're just waiting now for the governor's signature. The state Senate and House both voting unanimously to approve the bill by Representative Adeline Clark of Mobile. The bill would prohibit businesses from paying workers less than employees of another race or gender without reasons to account for that difference.
Yeah, those reasons could include things like seniority, a merit system, or productivity measures. We'll be sure to let you know when the governor makes a decision on this bill.